Nice to see you, Sami. So basically, Sami, I've not seen you for something like 4 years now.
True.
So can you tell me about your current situation? Because when I check your LinkedIn profile, um, I saw that after HEC you have decided to do another master's, which is a bit unusual. So tell me, what is your current situation, Sami?
Well, in fact, this master is part of my degree at HSC. Just decided to add 1 year to specialize in data science
Hmm?
because I wanted to add more quantitative skills to my skill set and work in more quantitative job positions. So that's the reason why I decided to add this master as MSc in data science instead of
Okay.
continuing a classic.
Now, how does it work? Do you have to write an extra application? Do you need to have good grades? Is it? I know it is ex HEC, but is it really a part of HEC? Tell me about the system.
Well, in fact, when you're an M1 at HEC, then you have the M2, and during the M1, you apply for the M2,
Hmm?
and you have a specific choices of programs
Hmm?
that ranges from strategic marketing to sustainability or finance, and also some double degree programs. Me, I chose the double degree program with Polytechnique, and here you just need to have good grades and a good application folder like usual, like we always did, and then submit your application, and hopefully you are accepted. And if not, they go to your second choice, and if not, they go to your third choice until one choice is filled. So that's how I did it. No extra interviews, no extra tests, just a complete folder application with cover letters and
Okay.
good grades at HSC.
Okay. Now, and what is it a 2 year program? Why not 1 year like the other specialization here at HEC?
Because it's not really 2 years long. It is 1 year and a half.
Hmm?
The first year you go to Polytechnique, then for 6 months you work at the company, you do an internship,
Hmm?
and after when you come back you after the summer you come back to HEC for 6 months because you also have the requisites of HEC to get the Grande École program diploma, which is to make a thesis. So there you come back to finish your thesis, and finally you have all the requisites to get the diploma along with the double diploma.
Alors, as you know, Sami, most of my students, one, they want to work in investment banking, then consulting, then they want to create their company, and we have very, very few who specialize in business analytics, data science. Okay, why have you decided to do so?
Me, I was part of the students that wanted to work in investment banking first
Hmm?
and private equity and things like that, which I did as an internship. But I realized that it was not really technical, and I wanted to move into something like called quantitative research, so work with more coding and algorithms. But when I tried to move there, I was told that I didn't have the quantitative skills to do this, which is why I decided to go into data science and learn about more quantitative classes and courses to be able to then work in quantitative research in finance.
And so, what are your goals? Short term? I don't know. I know we already did that when we were preparing HEC. But short term, mid term, long term. What are your goals, Sami?
So short term, my goal is to get the knowledge that I'm acquiring at Polytechnique and confirm it. So complete my degree. And then midterm would be to join a quantitative hedge fund as a quantitative researcher and proof that I can confidently achieve my tasks and duties there. And finally, I hope in the long term I would be able to create my own quantitative hedge fund.
Basically, your objective is to and tell me, I'm a bit ignorant, and I'm sure that it's the same for the others who are here. Even though Nama, for instance, got accepted to LBS today. What is a quantitative hedge fund, Sami? What is it exactly? Tell me.
Well, a quantitative hedge fund is an investment company that invests in public assets, so equities, debt, or any other asset that is tradable on the market, but doesn't use fundamental research to invest. So it doesn't analyze the stock precisely or singularly, but uses algorithms to analyze the market constantly or at a certain frequency, and emit signals that indicate to buy or sell an asset.
Okay.
So it's just a way to quantify this process.
Okay. Alors, I would ask students to ask a question, because many of them want to apply to HEC. So tell me, what is it to study at HEC? So can you tell me about your schooling at HEC since you started in 2021?
Well, when I joined at HEC, the schooling there, I would say it's a rather generic management program where you have classical classes, but there I felt like the content was a bit more extended and complicated. We went much deeper into concepts and skipped some basics. I would say it's, as a master, you just specialize, but it's not that much different from management. The most interesting thing at HSC is the second part, the M2, where you choose the programs in which you want to really specialize and focus on. And this year, yeah, I realized how different it can be. But also at HSC, the schooling is about the people and also the working opportunities. I would say it was much more easier for me to then find internships and work positions coming from HEC.
Okay. So very good. So basically, maybe some of you have questions about HEC. I know that, for instance, Nico, I invited, by the way, Sami, I invited students from ESADE, from your school, but we could only do the mailing yesterday. So we had to use an SMS system, and we have a gateway. So that didn't work. So we had to do it manually. So it was very difficult. So I don't know how many ESADE student will be able to reach, but well, that's life. So but we have other students who have decided to come. So basically, tell me, for instance, Ayushman, you're going to apply to HEC. Do you have questions to ask to Sami? Ayushman? Hello? Hello, Ayushman? Can you talk?
Hello, doctor. Good
Yeah.
evening.
Ayushman is from India. He's from MD Center, India. Alors, Ayushman, yeah, tell me, what questions have you got for us?
Hi, Sami. How are you?
Hello, good, and you? Thank you.
Okay, so I just want to ask that since you are doing for dual degree, going for a dual degree in your career, and right now you said since you are opting for the quantitative line because you want to shift to data analyst. So, is it compulsory for a aspirant to either go into data science? He has to qualify for masters in data analytics that you are doing currently right now, or he can either do masters in finance, which also has the same curriculum.
Well, to go into a quantitative field, for sure, from my experience, a master in finance or a business degree is not enough. You need to go into a scientific degree.
Okay, okay. And how's the experience in HEC Paris?
What do you mean by experience?
Yeah,
Like all, like
yeah.
the student life, the campus life.
The campus life is really nice. The most beautiful campus I have ever seen, the biggest in Europe. And there are many people from many different nationalities, but we all have fun together. We all study together. And I had a great time there for a year. I lived there, I had a room there. The teachers also were really amazing. For me, my experience at HSC was 10 out of 10 compared to what I have seen before.
Okay.
Okay,
And, and,
okay.
and tell me, Nico. So Nico is from Switzerland. He stayed in St. Gallen. He wants to do the MIF at HEC. Nico, you have a questions to ask to Sami? Hello? Nico? Nico? Well, Nico, he doesn't talk. Nico, you have a question to ask? Shamai, I will meet you this evening. Shamai, you have a question to ask? Shamai? Hello?
Yes, sorry, I can
Yeah,
ask a question
yeah. Can you ask a
if I
question?
can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So, since you choose to do the master in management, maybe for hedge fund, would the master in finance would be more useful, or do you feel like we can still get in high finance jobs doing the master in management at HEC Paris?
Well, in France, the master in management is called the Programme Grande École, which is very prestigious. And from the master in management, which is 2 years minimum, uh, at the second year, you can choose your specialization. And in the second year, you have the option to go for a master in finance, the MIF. So for me, it was not even a question. I wanted to go into the Programme Grande École so that they have the labeled name, which is prestigious in France. And then for the second year, I can choose which specialization I want, including the MIF. So I would say go the MIM doesn't block any paths, but after if you really want to only do 1 year, then go for the MIF first.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you see the thing. Yeah, because you see, I have many students who study at GMAT. You see, Sami, I have like 4 now. Okay, who study, and they of course they all go to JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. Fine, you know the program works. Okay. So tell me, when you said that you have experienced at HEC something that you have never experienced before, so you have studied at ESADE. So I imagine it's not the same experience, but how different was it? Okay, of course, at the same time, you are much younger, Sami. You are 18 years old. Okay, you could not expect the same thing, but how different is that day BBA from HEC MIM in terms of everything?
Well, I think there's a bias because I was much younger. But first, regarding the campus, it's much smaller.
Yeah.
There are less students, and you know a bit about become familiar with faces quite fast. But the courses were good. I had good opportunities for master's applications, and also Spain is a great country. I had lots of fun there. But I think yeah, I was a bit wrong to say that. It's much more of a bias because I was younger, had less vision of what I wanted to do, and I was more just like trying to ace my exams and have fun. Compared to at HEC, the mentality is much more not competitive, but people are ambitious. I would say just talking to people that are all ambitious was puts you puts your goals a bit further. You were able to aim for higher, being with people that have better ambitious than when we were 18 or 20.
Okay, because what did you do in at ESADE? You did the BBA, but did you specialize in something or?
Well, during the BBA, you don't specialize in something. You just follow typical business administration courses.
Mhm.
Uh, it was quite nice. The courses were good, but I would say you don't really go deep into any course, but you don't have the time. So the BBA in its alone is not enough to acquire certain high degree of skills in one field. So this is also one of the reasons why I really wanted to specialize in something.
Okay, so that's basically. Uh, and so why have you decided, for instance, Sami, to go from ESADE right after HEC? Why didn't you take like a gap year? Why not work for some time to get an MBA? Why have you decided to go everything together? So basically at ESADE you spend what, 3 years? And
Yeah.
HEC X you have spent 6 years. What, 6 years in one block and not like 3 years, work a bit, 2 more years, whatever.
Ma, me, really felt that what I wanted to do, so work in a high degree finance jobs, or at first I was not sure I wanted to work in high degree finance jobs, and I needed to do more internships. So I thought going into a master's to acquire more experience and be sure of what I want to do was a good way of doing it. And also I knew that I would need this master. And in 3 years or now, I thought it would be more interesting to get it now. And also at the last year of my degree at ESADE, COVID came. So, well, unfortunately, COVID came, but fortunately for me, I had much more time to focus on my application with you, Robert, when we worked on the GMAT and everything. So I used also this as an opportunity to prepare the best application folder we could do and get the best school we could get. So it's also a timing. I would say if I didn't have the time,
Yeah.
I would maybe do a gap year to work on my folder, work maybe a bit. But I have things aligned. I got time to do this. Let's go for it.
And I mean, you never. So your brother went to the US because you have a twin. You never regretted out of these 6 years to not have spent at least 1 year in America.
From what I've heard, I don't really have good echoes from America from my friends. So and also me. No, I'm not. I don't really regret it at all. Maybe in I'll travel there to work at my future company, but no, I don't really have this feeling.
No, you don't have this outcome. So tell me, Shamai, you have questions to ask to Sami, because yourself, by the way, Shamai, she studied with the Polytechnic BSc. She started to work at the Polytechnic. She didn't like it, by the way, and then she moved to the ESCP BSc. Shamai, by the way, you are Moroccan, okay? Shamai, can you tell us? Do you have a question to ask to Sami? Hello, Shamai? We cannot hear you, Shamai. Shamai? Hello? Shamai? Hello? We cannot hear you, Shamai. Well, I don't know. Make it work. Roma, for information, Sami, Roma got accepted. So today we had 25 students who got accepted to LBS, 21 in GMAT and 4 in the master in business analytics, if you want. Roma, she got accepted to the master in business analytics at LBS, but she still hesitates. Okay. Roma, so basically, Sami is doing the same thing as you because he's doing a master in somehow in business analytics. Okay, before having completed the general master degree. Before, Roma, you have questions to ask to Sami? Hello.
Sure. So the thing is, I got, like Hubert mentioned just a few hours back, I got an offer from LBS. During your time when you were applying, what were your target schools and why did you end up with HEC?
So, sorry, could you repeat the question? I'm not sure I got
How
it.
did you end up at HEC? You have to be used to the Indian accent. How did you end up at HEC?
How did I end up? Well, me, I'm French, and I knew I wanted to either go to London or Paris, and I applied to all the schools that matched, including LBS, and I thought I got accepted to most of them, and I thought HEC was the best choice for me because it has a very good reputation in France and Europe, and that's why it was not. I didn't really have a choice. It was not really a choice. It was just evident for me, to be honest.
So
what you
did
have to
you have?
understand, Roma, is that HEC is a bit like ISB or IT in India. Okay,
Got it.
so basically, being French, HEC is the best choice because at first it's very recognized. You have a lot of decision makers who study at HEC. It's like IT ISB in India. Okay,
Got it.
and at the same time, it's very prestigious. Okay, so a French person will never refuse HEC. Okay, they will not go to LBS or to INSEAD. Sami, you got accepted to what, LBS, too many schools, and then once you got HEC, you stop because I think that we did not even send the application to INSEAD. It didn't make sense. The dream of a French guy is to go to Polytechnic or HEC. So basically, he has fulfilled his two dreams somehow. Okay, so what's the point? And basically, if I had been to INSEAD or I don't know LBS, there will be no Polytechnic. So if you go somewhere and you say I'm an HEC Polytechnic graduate, you cannot have higher than that. Maybe after that you need to be an ENA graduate, but they close the school. So basically, that you have two of the top three Grande École, French Grande École. Okay, so of course you have an Indian perspective, you see the world differently, but being French, there's nothing better than HEC and X. It's like being a graduate from SBIT in India. Okay,
So, how many years of work experience did he have?
he didn't much because he applied for NIM. How much work experience did you have?
When I applied, I think I had around 9 or 10 months because it's a pre-experience program.
It was
Now I
internship
have to-
only, you see?
Yeah.
It was an internship. It was only it was only internships, you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, but and you created your company. So basically, Sami, I did not ask you to introduce yourself. Maybe you're going to introduce yourself now because I want to know about the situation, about what you do. Because so basically, Sami has killed two birds with one stone, yeah, if you want. In that, he's a graduate of two great schools, so he has now two incredible networks. Okay, and being French, there's nothing better than that. Of course, maybe the thing that he could do that would be the cherry on the cake would be to be a Harvard Business School graduate. Of course, if you have a HTC Polytechnic and in 5 years you graduate from Harvard Business School, if you have an MBA from Harvard Business School, then you're the top of the top. You reach the ceiling. Alors, can you introduce yourself, Sami, briefly in 2-3 minutes? Basically, your international exposure, your studies, your education background, your career, and your hobbies and interests.
Well, as you already know, I'm Sami. I was born in France and raised in Paris. I attended a bilingual international school in Paris, which opened my eyes on international exposure over the years, and also helped me practice my English. And so when I turned 18 years old and I passed my high school diploma, for me it was obvious I had to go overseas, and I decided to go to ESADE in Spain, as it was a well-recognized program in BBAs. And for me, it didn't really make sense to go to London to study business, as it was more about humanities programs or specialized programs in certain courses. So a business school such as ESADE or Bocconi was a good choice. I decided ESADE. And after 4 years there, during my 4 years, did many things, did many internships in finance over summer. Also created my own company, I would say, but it was just a simple game on Facebook with some friends. But we had some entrepreneurial ventures. We also built a foundation to help people apply to bachelors. So we had lots of ventures during this time, and which I think helped me build my profile for graduate schools. And all of this combined, I decided to go to HEC as I already said, and then also realized I wanted to get more technical, to join more quantitative fields in finance, which is why I'm today at Polytechnic to gain these skills. So from all of this, I think I grew my interests and aimed at what I really wanted to do over these years. It's not like at 18, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to do this. I've learned about things, and I've learned about what I need to learn to attain those things. So now I'm at this final step to try to work in quantitative finance.
Okay, so that's the thing. So basically, Sami, you have also a double culture. You have a double culture. And by the way, when you are in when you have also an entrepreneurship venture because you created an NGO in education as well, from what I remember. So basically, you're a well-rounded person. Alors, Sami, maybe alors all the students who are here are MD Center students, and some, by the way, have stopped because their dream school was to get LBS, and they got LBS. By the way, Nama was there; he left already. Roma, she's still here, so maybe some are still studying with us, but there are no prospective students. Alors, so basically, these students are already completing their application with me. Okay, but what is it to apply to this school? What are the do's and don'ts? What you would say? What do you advise?
I think you are more equipped
From
to
your
answer this
experience,
question.
what has it been for you to apply there? Okay, what have we been through together?
For me, what I've liked when we work together is, we really try to create a well-rounded and coherent story about your profile, my profile. Like we try to make it logic. So because when you talk to, first of all, you need to have the good grades, you need to have the good cover letters that align with your story. But it was about creating the story to answer the classical questions to the interviewer. Because the big step for me was the interview, and manage to convince the interviewer about why you want to join really, because it's not that easy of a question when you think about it, and what can you bring to the school, and who you are as a person, because even to answer who you are as a person is not an evident question. So for me, it was building this story.
I don't know if you remember, but when we said to work together, we had some type of pressure because we had two of your friends. One had been accepted, Raphael, to MIT, and the other one, Elliot, who had been accepted to HEC. Okay, so we had some type of pressure, and they were your school friends, and because you both study at École Active Bilingue. So basically, your background was not different from theirs. So you say, okay, if they have been accepted with MIT and HEC, they should have the same. And remember, and the way it works. So basically, we started with some pressure. Okay, and of course, if you want to reach the top, first is the GMAT. So you have to, of course, get the GMAT that you need. I know that people like Aman, who took the GRE, Roma, have a GRE above 330, so they have GMAT above like 750. So it's like they have GMAT above the equivalent GMAT above 750. Nico is still preparing the GMAT. So Nico, you're in the situation of Sami before he applies. You have been preparing the GMAT with us for some time. So remember, the first thing was to get the good GMAT. So you don't need to get a stellar GMAT. You need to get 720, 750, like what my students are aiming now. But you need a good GMAT. Remember, it takes time. And your friends who got top schools, their GMAT was above 700. That's why they've been able to apply and be accepted to MIT and HEC. So it's the first step. You agree? And I would say that it is the most difficult step. You don't find that the GMAT is the most difficult step of the process, Sami? No, you don't find? Yeah.
For me, first step, before preparing the applications, we only focused on the GMAT.
Yeah.
And when we got the score, then we built the story and built the perfect application to send.
Yeah. You agree?
Yeah.
So basically, otherwise it doesn't make sense. So because the GMAT is going to determine many things. I know you see, Sami, between the time when we applied and now, there's been the COVID. You see that some schools no longer ask for the GMAT. I don't know if you know, but Polytechnic has a master in corporate finance, economics, and data science, for which you don't need the GMAT. Imperial no longer asks for the GMAT, and we also send people. And ESCP, master in finance, no longer asks for the GMAT. So now we have an array of choice that we didn't have before that. So first the GMAT, and don't target the average GMAT, but try to be as close as possible to the GMAT. If you're French, you're 20 points below, it's fine. But of course, if you're Indian, you have to be more like 20 points above the average GMAT. Okay, so that's the case that we have now with you, Nico. And then, of course, the second step is the school. Okay, and of course, you have a lot of pressure. But of course, when you see Sami is international. He had good grades at ESADE. He had leadership experience, internship. So basically, once he had a good GMAT, I said to myself, it's going to be easy. And honestly, after that, Sami was not too difficult. You got accepted to all the school that you have applied to. Okay, but the thing is, do I have the profile? Okay, and then do I have the thing? So, for instance, you are Ayushman. Ayushman, you see, for instance, is from Kolkata, but of course he's not very international. He doesn't really have the profile. So basically, he has to compensate with a good application, with a good GMAT, because the rest is not strong enough. You agree, Ayushman, that your profile is not strong enough today? It's not just a problem of GMAT, of application, but basically of profile. You agree? And when you compare yourself to Sami, the profile is far from being at this level. You agree? And then you have to do the thing. Now, tell me what it is like to do an interview at HEC, because the interview is with the committee, with the admissions, okay, not with an alumni like LBS. What is it? Was it very scary? Because you told me that you found it that it was difficult. Was it difficult, really?
Well, they don't buy easy answers. Like they want it feels like they really want the truth about you, and they don't want all made answers. So I was really happy to see that it was key how we built the story well together. That's why I said that. Like
Okay.
it's about selling them a story, and a story that is coherent and seems sellable.
Yeah.
Because
And
they don't
that's what you
get
give them. Huh? And that's what you give them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of in terms of financing, have you been able to work? Do you live on campus? How much does it cost, all that?
Me, I lived on campus.
Hmm?
Had a residence that cost around 450 euros per month. But I've been also able to work for 1 year, and I did 2 internships in finance. So I was able to recoup a bit of the costs I had at HSE. And also, it's very easy to get financing from banks, whatsoever is your nationality, when you are at HEC. And also for the residents, you are able to get financing from the CAF, which finances like 80% of the amount of the residents of the residents
80%, you mean
costs.
that you get what? You get 350 per month from
Yeah.
from
Yeah, or even more if it depends on your financial situation, but you can get even more depending on your financial situation. So I would guess the most important thing is to pay for the tuition.
Yeah.
And to prepare money for your own living, because you need to eat.
Yeah. But how does it work? So you have a canteen at HEC, so it's pretty cheap, no? Or does it work? No?
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Around €5 per meal or €4.
Yeah. So basically, what Sami wants to say that if you get accepted to HEC, living expenses not much, like 200, 300 euros, because you get a payment from
The CAF.
from a government body. You can work. Okay, you can have, by the way, even a gap year probably. So financing is not an issue. From there,
Right.
I know that we have a Swiss student, so for them it's even less. So I'm teasing you, Nico. But so it is even easier. So Raoul is from India. Alors you see, Sami, if you follow me, and this now is strong in India and weak in Europe. And so Raoul, what questions have you got? Because Raoul, you're for an MBA, you Raoul, no? If I'm right, but you can though. Yeah?
Rahul,
Yeah.
I'm currently aspire to do an MIM in France.
Okay. Yeah, Raoul, I forgot. Yes, you want to do MIM in France. You love France so much. So what questions have you got to Sami?
Sami, good evening, first of all. So I have two questions for you. So
You
it is
don't,
difficult for
you
the
don't congratulate Sami for being an HEC Polytechnic graduate. Usually that's what you do in France. No? Hello?
Fine.
yes. So my question is it difficult for the international candidate to get selected in France for MIM? And is the
Well,
ideal profile?
well, I've seen lots of Indian people get selected. So I'm sure it's hard for everyone, but
And
it's all about it's just an equation. You have the GMAT, your application body with your cover letters and your CV, and what you've done. You just have to maximize all the variables in this equation, and that's what we did with Mr. Hubert. So I would say
got
it's
it.
difficult, yes, but maximize all of this, and then you improve your chances.
So you answered my second question in the first. So I would want to ask you what is the ideal profile for the candidate, which is not. Usually we need to create our own storyline for each school, right? So one more thing, Sami. So I have given my GRE. So attempts I have attempted, like my first score was 322, second was 317, and I am for my third attempt. So what things I should remember while giving GRE? Because I am aiming
You took the
330
GMAT
plus.
first. You took the GMAT, huh?
I took the
Sami,
GMAT, but to be
what
honest, I don't really remember this. I don't even really remember the. It was such a horrible period. I think I left my brain forget it. I don't remember the scores, scales, and everything, but I think you have the average in the website and try to be a bit above. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
And
You need a 328 and something like that. I told you, Raoul, that you're a bit far. Huh? You still need to improve, Raoul.
Yes,
Huh?
yes,
Okay, you're still very far.
yes. Okay. Thank you so much, Sami, for your
Alors,
time.
basically, what are the piece of advice that you would give to our students, to our applicants, Sami?
I would say first work on your GMAT and GRE. Use the material Uber has because it's really hard and complex. So it helps you because for me the GMAT, what's important is to perform on the hard questions because that's where you get the most you get the score over 700. Because if you answer only intermediate questions, you will get 650. And the material to answer these 700 questions is quite scarce. So focus on working a lot on this and on the verbal part too, because you can get more points, more global points if you get a good score in the verbal part. So study the GMAT well, and when you're done with that, then build your application. Because the first thing is the GMAT. If you don't get the GMAT is like the necessary condition, but not sufficient. But if you don't have it, you can't don't even try, I would say. And after
Yeah,
focus on
and even
the
less so for the, you see, I mean, even less so for the Indian, because many have good GMAT. I have to tell you that now I have Indians who have scored 730, okay, and I still ask them to retake the GMAT to get 750, 760, okay, because 730 is not enough for them, okay. So I give you an idea that how difficult it is, and because of that, we have to start to work on the application because otherwise we're going to collapse. But I agree with you. But in India, it's a different story. Okay. By the way, you see, Sami, now we have a common joint venture with a company called EGMAT and Target Test Prep. So our students they have much more material than what I give you when we were working together. So we have much more to offer. We have videos, we have an algorithmic platform, we have tests. We have we play in a different league now. We play in a very different league. But you know, when I studied, you have to start somewhere. And when I studied, I revamped the MD Center with you. So basically, Sami, it was very nice to meet you. I don't want to take too much of your time. Okay. I hope that we'll be able to meet when you're in Paris, because when I'm not in India, I'm in Paris. Okay. I've been between London, Paris, Milan, and Madrid. Today, for instance, I'm in Paris. And I will have an opportunity to meet you. Say hello to your brother as well, to your twin, who is now in London. And of course, it's very nice to see what you have been doing. And of course, I'm very impressed when I saw that after HEC you have decided to go to Polytechnic. So it means that you want to keep studying. You're very ambitious, which is very good. Be ambitious. It's the time to learn. You're still young. You have time. You don't have a lot of expenses, so you can study. You don't have anything to lose. And I wanted to really congratulate you for remaining a simple person, intelligent, ambitious, and of course to have also revamp a bit your objective. Okay, when we started to work together, you wanted to be an investment banker. Now you have decided to do something else. You have been able to adapt, and for the best. Any other
Thank you very
questions you want
much.
to ask, Nico, Nico, Roma, yeah, India, maybe India from University of Bath, India. You have been silent today, India. Hello,
Yeah.
India.
Hello, Sami. It was nice to
Hello.
hear about your story. I've been silent because lately I've been putting a bit the GMAT aside because I've been having a lot of exams. And so my strategy was to have very good grades on this first semester of my last year. And then as of the 15th of December, when I will have all my exams done, I will focus entirely on the GMAT. I just found it difficult to jungle between my exams and the GMAT. So I will take the Christmas time and all of January to focus on it, and then hopefully apply with good grades and fairly good GMAT on the third round. So that's my strategy, for instance.
Okay. But by the way, we took Christmas vacations to apply, Sami. And I remember that you applied early January. So you see, India, when Sami came to meet me, you already had taken the GMAT, you already had a decent score, way to improve it. But you had studied before, because when you joined MD Center, it was mid-September. Okay.
Yeah.
And he joined when he came. Sami was like mid-October, but he had already taken the GMAT once, so he was more advanced than you. But yes, Sami applied early January. India, you're pretty late.
But even around but the fourth round you can also work. Me, that the strategy I would take personally. I can't really jungle between everything. So I would do the same. Focus on my exams and then focus on the GMAT fully.
Okay.
I think it's
Yeah.
pretty hard to succeed in everything at the same time.
Yes.
It's probably true. But and come to class because we have not seen you like for 2-3 weeks. And please ask Lou to join, okay, so that you work as a with your study buddy. So thank you very
Okay.
much, Sami. So I'm very proud to see what you have become, what you're doing now in life. I'm sure that we'll hear about you. One day I said to your brother, come for a seminar because one day you'll be famous. He said that day I will come to the seminar. So say hello to your brother as well.
Sure.
Thank you very much, Sami, for joining.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone, and good luck with applications.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you
Thank
very
you, Sami.
much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.